Here.
John Kramer.
Here.
Chris Anson.
Here.
Terry Thomason. Susan Hammond. Shane Fisher. We have a quorum.
Consideration and action of the consent agenda.
Move to approve. Second.
Roll call.
Bill Wantland.
Yes.
Dee Dee Patterson.
Yes.
Gary Howe.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Are there any appearances or petitions from the audience for the Seminole Airport Authority? If not, we move then to approvals and acceptances. Current business, number 1, consideration and possible action regarding changing the Enviro Systems property lease from Frolic Seminole to reflect a new lessee.
Mr. Vice Mayor, we'd ask that you table this item. We're not quite ready. We're working with the legal counsel and Enviro Systems, but we're not quite there. We'll have it on for the November meeting.
Is there a motion to
I
table?
move we table.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. There being no further business, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. We then come to the Seminole Gas Authority. We'll call that meeting to order. Roll call.
John Kramer.
Here.
Susan Hammond. Dee Dee Patterson.
Here.
Bill Wantland.
Here.
Jeff Griffin. Gary Howe.
Here.
Chris Anson.
Here.
Terry Thomason. Shane Fisher. We have a quorum.
Consideration action for the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Dee Dee Patterson.
Yes.
Bill Wantland.
Yes.
Gary Howe.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Are there any appearances or petitions from the audience for the Seminole Gas Authority? If not, there being no further business on the agenda, motion to adjourn will be in order.
Second. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So all opposed? So ordered. Next is the Seminole Utilities Authority. Call to order. Roll call.
Dee Dee Patterson.
Here.
Gary Howe.
Here.
John Kramer.
Here.
Terry Thomason. Chris Anson.
Here.
Bill Wantland.
Here.
Jeff Griffin. Susan Hammond. Shane Fisher. We have a quorum.
Is there any consideration, action of consent agenda motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Dee Dee Patterson.
Yes.
Gary Howe.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Bill Wantland.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Any appearances or petitions from the audience for the Utilities Authority? If not, we move then to approvals and acceptances. Bids. Number 1, consideration and possible action to approve the low bid of $17,824 from ICM for a 4-inch walled aluminum trench box with adjustable spreaders to secure trenches while workers are installing sewer mains, to be funded from the 2010 non-bonded revenue series proceeds.
Move to approve.
Second. Roll call.
Dee Dee Patterson.
Yes.
Gary Howe.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Bill Wantland.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 2, consideration and possible action to approve declaring the purchase of a 150 horsepower ABB variable frequency drive for Main and Wilson Lift Station an emergency, waiving competitive bidding and authorizing the city manager to purchase the VFD at a cost not to exceed $11,132. This is a budgeted item to be funded from 2006 non-bonded revenue series proceeds.
Move to approve. Second.
Roll call.
Dee Dee Patterson.
Yes.
Gary Howe.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Bill Wantland.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 3, consideration and possible action to approve the bid from Utility Service Group for the painting of Highland Standpipe in the amount of $295,800 as per their change order of October 7, 2014. This is a budgeted item to be funded from the 2010 non-bonded revenue series proceeds.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Dee Dee Patterson.
Yes.
Gary Howe.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Bill Wantland.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 4, consideration and possible action to approve declaring the following items as surplus and authorizing city staff to solicit seal bids. 2,000 feet of jacketed well cable, 100 3/4-inch meters, 40 1-inch meters, 10 1.5-inch meters, and 10 2-inch meters.
Move to approve.
Are we holding any spares back, or do we need those at all?
figure they're probably pretty old, aren't they? Junk.
Second.
Roll call?
Dee Dee Patterson,
Yes.
Gary Howe.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Bill Waltman.
Yes.
Motion passes.
There being no further business, a motion to adjourn is in order.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. That brings us then to the regular meeting of the Seminole City Council. We'll call that meeting to order. Roll call.
Terry Thomason, Susan Hammond, John Kramer.
Here.
Bill Waltman.
Here.
Gary Howe.
Here.
Dee Dee Patterson.
Here.
Jeff Griffin. Chris Anson.
Here.
Shane Fisher. We have a quorum.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and opening prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us pray. Isaga misi and mishka hanga gigodai. Pumakasapka nequichit emedo moment po Adelva Seminole, Talofa Seminole, moment poestia Morgan, itinoke justitis, moment chiminis saga misi anagitskas. O God, whose mercies cannot be numbered, accept our prayer of thanks for the city of Seminole and for all our people. Let us love one another, for you, God, are love. Amen. Consideration and action for the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Bill Waltman.
Yes.
Gary Howe.
Yes.
Dee Dee Patterson.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Are there any appearances or petitions from the audience for the city council? If not, then we move to approvals and acceptances. Bids, number 1, consideration and possible action to approve the state contract bid price of $19,439.42 for the purchase of a 2014 half-ton pickup from Seminole Ford. This is a budgeted item from the general fund CIP for use by the Parks Department.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call?
John Kramer.
Yes.
Bill Waltman.
Yes.
Gary Howe.
Yes.
Dee Dee Patterson.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 2, consideration and possible action to approve soliciting sealed bids for the purchase of 12 to 21 streetlights to be installed along the Magnolia Park walking trail to be funded from a combination of grant proceeds and budgeted capital improvement funds.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call?
John Kramer.
Yes.
Bill Waltman.
Yes.
Gary Howe.
Yes.
Dee Dee Patterson.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 3, consideration and possible action to approve soliciting quotes for 12 Apple iPads with covers for use by city officials to receive monthly agendas and related information. The iPads would replace paper copies of the agendas and supporting documentation, thus reducing production costs and waste over time. This is a budgeted item of the general fund CIP. We're going to do away with this?
You ready to make the plunge?
Yes, sir.
Yay.
Unless it's specifically requested from the council member to have one printed up, we
Move to
won't,
approve.
we won't be doing it.
Second.
Roll call.
I think you had a motion and a second.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Bill Waltman.
Yes.
Gary Howe.
Yes.
Dee Dee Patterson.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Ordinances. Number 4, consideration and possible action to approve ordinance number 1169, an ordinance amending and increasing solid waste rates. The city's third-party provider for solid waste pickup and disposal increased its rates to the city by 2% under its contract terms. Staff is proposing a 4% rate increase or 50 cents on monthly residential rates, 3% or 50 cents on monthly commercial rates, and $2 on monthly rates for 300-gallon and 2- and 4-yard containers. And I think you have that before and after before you.
Yes, the before, right. Where the after that you see in front of you is actually a floor substitute from what you have in your packet. We added the old verbiage, some of the old verbiage that we had on the bottom of the ordinance back in, so that when we send it to Sterling codifiers, there's no confusion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Bill Wantland,
Yes.
Gary Howe,
Yes.
T.D. Patterson,
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolutions. Number 5, consideration and possible action to approve resolution number 2014-14, a resolution for the purpose of electing officers of the City of Seminole, setting the filing period to begin at 8 a.m. on Monday, December the 1st, 2014, and to end at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, December the 3rd, 2014, and establishing a nonpartisan municipal general election to be held on Tuesday, February the 10th, 2015.
Move to approve. Second.
Roll call.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Bill Wantland,
Yes.
Gary Howe,
Yes.
T.D. Patterson,
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Current business. Item 6, consideration and possible action to approve leasing Magnolia Park to the Seminole Lions Club from November the 1st, 2014 through January 15, 2015 for the annual Snowman Wonderland light display and activities.
So how many more displays we got coming up this time?
The last count I had was 11 new displays, but we're adding a lot of, I call them atmosphere lights around, and I think they're going to have a tunnel of lights. There's a high probability that we will have, what do we call them, dancing lights to music in a portion of the park, and we're adding 8 feet to the height of the tree that sits on the drum.
I think it's really nice. Really an accomplishment for Seminole to have something like that.
And one more layer to the tree.
Yeah, that's what he said, 8 feet.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Bill Wantland,
Yes.
Gary Howe,
Yes.
T.D. Patterson,
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item number 7, consideration and possible action to approve change order number 1 to the CDBG contract in the amount of $51,143.70 to add rehabilitation and paving along Rhode Island and Killingsworth. With this change order, the total contract amount will be $283,614.05. Can't we get that nickel back?
Move to approve.
Go ahead.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Bill Wantland,
Yes.
Gary Howe,
Yes.
T.D. Patterson,
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Reports. The mayor's not here, so there's no mayoralty report. City manager?
Yeah, I'll just draw attention. You recall that I somewhat bribed Mike with a 60 or 75-foot lift on the Christmas tree. Remember, we bought that for him, so they get to make a higher Christmas tree with it this year. They're really excited, especially Raymond. Raymond is very afraid of heights, so that new lift has really got him bothered. I will say that the other night during the storm, Brad was just showing me a picture of a tree that was in his front yard. We had a lot of tree damage, but aside from that, we had some lightning damage, and we lost a few pumps out of wells, so we're scrambling to get those fixed. Of course, most of that's we assume is going to be covered by our insurance policy, but we did have some damage. Last night, I will report something related to the city, but not. We had a school board meeting. They, as you probably know, they've moved their meetings into the library now so that they can have them televised. Last night was a school board meeting, and they discussed the possibility of a new high school, and that was tabled. They will meet again on October the 29th at 12:30 at lunchtime right here in the library. I just want to encourage everyone to get involved. They're not getting a lot of feedback, surprisingly little feedback on what they need to be doing, where they need it, where it should be located. Do we even need a new high school? I just want to encourage everyone to have a say. It's important. This is a very big deal for the city of Seminole. We've spent a tremendous amount of money making Seminole attractive for young families, and we've made it. We've spent a lot of money creating jobs in Seminole. We've got jobs. We've got very nice amenities, and I think it's time for us to upgrade some other things. So hopefully, the people will show up on October the 29th at 12:30. That's all I
Thank you.
have.
Anything else?
No, sir.
City Attorney? Remarks and inquiries of council members? Susan's not here, and I would just simply second what you said, Steve, about the high school. I know this was presented to the Hall of Fame breakfast at the all-class reunion, and I think the general feeling there and the questions that were answered by Jeff Pritchard, this is something very definitely that we need. We really do. It's not that big a deal for the taxpayers.
Yeah.
Ward 2, Gary?
Just like to thank the citizens and the city staff. I mean, what you're talking about, everything we have is because of them.
John?
I have nothing.
No one present from Ward 3. Ward 4, Chris?
Nothing.
Dee Dee?
Well, I'd like to harp on a bypass one more time. Boy, these trucks going down Milt Phillips, they just scare me to death. We're going to have an accident out there one of these days, and it's going to be a sad, sad day. We need a bypass, and I don't know who we need to get started on that. Maybe our new elected officials will finally come to terms and say, hey, we do need a bypass. We need those trucks off of Milt Phillips if we could do it. And they do not slow up. They continue to speed up even faster every time I see them.
Dee Dee, have you considered running for Senate?
But I would like to thank the staff. We have awful good people working for us, and we appreciate each and every one of them. That's all I have.
Is there anything else to come before this body? If not, the motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Opposed? So ordered.
Yes.